Good day, everyone, especially to you, Miss Mel Johnson. I am Roselda Mansing, together with my partner, Christine Dayan Amarante. For this video, we will be explaining our answers to the questions found on our performance task in Lesson 6. For without further ado, let's start. Question number 1. Based on the discussion, what is the difference between light-dependent and light-independent reactions? All of the energy that plants needs comes directly from the sun. Using sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide that are plentiful in our environment, plants produce their own food through a biological process called photosynthesis. In the light-dependent reactions, chlorophyll absorbs solar energy and transforms it into stored chemical energy in the form of the electron carrier molecule NADPH and the energy currency molecule ATP. The thylakoid membranes in the granome, stack of thylakoids, which is a part of the chloroplast, are where the light-dependent process take place. In the light-independent reactions, or Calvin cycle, energized electron from the light-dependent reaction provide the energy to form carbohydrates from carbon dioxide molecules. The light-independent reactions are sometimes called the Calvin cycle because of the cyclical nature of the process. The light-independent reactions need the byproduct of the light-dependent reactions to work, despite the fact that they don't use light as a reactant, and can therefore occur day and night. In order to create new carbohydrates molecules, the light-independent molecules rely on the energy carrier molecules ATP and NADPH. Following the energy transfer, the molecules that carried the energy return to the light-dependent process to obtain additional energized electrons. Light also activates a number of enzymes involved in light-independent process. To summarize, the photosynthesis occurs in two phases. In the light reactions, light and water go in and oxygen comes out, as well as the ATP and NADPH that are used in the Calvin cycle where carbon dioxide comes in and organic products like sugars come out. Question number 2. How are photons absorbed and utilized in the first stage of photosynthesis? Photons with the proper wavelengths strikes and be absorbed by the pigments protein complexes organized on the thylakoid membranes of the plants when it is exposed to light. This results in the pigments molecule receiving energy from the photon and entering the electrically excited stage. The high-energy excited electrons does not immediately return to its original state once the photons impact the reaction center complex. Instead, it will be transported to a different molecule known as the primary electron acceptor.
In the process of light reaction, which is stage 1 in photosynthesis, the photons in the solar system from sunlight utilized in the first stage. On the other hand, the reason why the steps in light reaction, which is a series of redox reaction, occurs first in photosynthesis 1, which is obviously backward, is because they were in order that they were discovered. To summarize, the stage 1, which is the light reaction in the thylakoid, requires sunlight and water among reactants to have the product. For stage 2, which is the Calvin cycle, happens in three phases. For phase 1, carbon fixation occurs while it is catalyzed by an enzyme called rubisco. So rubisco, it captures CO2 from the atmosphere and attach it to 5-carbon sugar called ribulose biphosphate or RUBP. For phase 2, which is reduction, each of 3 phosphoglycerate molecules receives a phosphate from ATP and is then reduced by NADPH. Lastly, generation of ribulose, some G3P goes back to generate more RUBP and start the cycle all over again. In addition, to generate a neat output of 1 G3P, the Calvin cycle needs 9 ATPs and 6 NADPH. For light-dependent reaction or stage 1, light reaction has byproducts which is ATP, NADPH, and oxygen. And also for light-independent reaction or the Calvin cycle uses chemical energy from stage 1 to build G3P, the precursor to glucose and solvent molecules.